There's a psychological truth that most people never discover. The quality of your future is often determined by the quality of the people you choose to learn from. Have you ever wondered why some people remain average their entire lives, while others achieve what most people believe is impossible? The answer is rarely talent. It is rarely luck. More often than not, it is the standard they choose to follow, because every person becomes the reflection of what they study, who they admire, and what they repeatedly practice. If you learn from people who think small, don't be surprised when your life remains small. More than 500 years ago, Niccolò Machiavelli offered a lesson that many people still ignore today. He wrote that a wise person should follow the paths taken by great men and imitate those who have achieved excellence. Even if you cannot reach their height, you will still rise far above ordinary standards. Think about that for a moment. He wasn't telling you to become someone else. He was telling you to raise your standard, because your examples shape your future. Imagine two young men who both decide to become programmers. The first learns from one of the world's best software engineers. He studies clean code, good habits, and the discipline required to improve every day. The second learns from someone who only knows the basics and has stopped learning years ago. 10 years later, neither may be the greatest programmer in the world, but one will almost certainly be operating at a much higher level than the other. Why? Because excellence leaves clues, and mediocrity does too. The teacher you choose today quietly shapes the person you'll become tomorrow. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, reminds us that small improvements repeated consistently create extraordinary results. You don't become exceptional overnight. You become exceptional by learning from people who already live at the level you hope to reach. Every book you read, every mentor you study, every habit you copy, is slowly building your identity. Success isn't an accident, it's a pattern. History proves this over and over again. Michael Jordan learned from the greatest basketball players before him. Warren Buffett studied legendary investors for decades before becoming one himself. Bill Gates spent countless hours reading and learning from brilliant thinkers. Even today's most successful entrepreneurs continue learning long after they've become successful. Because the higher you climb, the more you realize there is still to learn. Only insecure people believe they've learned enough. Wise people remain students for life. Robert Greene writes that mastery begins with humility. The moment you believe you already know everything, your growth stops. Pride closes the mind. Curiosity opens it. That is why the strongest people ask questions. They listen carefully. They observe. Not because they are weak, but because they understand that every conversation contains a lesson. Now ask yourself one question. Who are you learning from? Are you taking advice from people who have already built the life you want, or from people who have accepted excuses as their lifestyle? Because advice is never equal. A millionaire and a quitter do not think the same way. A disciplined person and a lazy person do not see the world through the same lens. Choose your teachers carefully, because one conversation can change your direction. But years of listening to the right people can change your destiny. Before this video ends, I want you to make a commitment to your future. Go to the comment section and write, "I choose excellence over mediocrity." Then write this second affirmation, "I will learn from those who have already achieved greatness." Every time you write those words, You're reminding yourself that your future depends on the standards you choose today. If this video helped you think differently, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who wants to grow beyond average. And remember, average people look for shortcuts. Wise people look for mentors, because the quality of your teachers often determines the quality of your future.